Hey everyone, it's Grady at SUBOVERLAND, and in this video I'll be showing you guys how to do an upper control arm on an 07 to 2014. So 07 to 14 Suburban or Yukon XL or GMC Sierra, Silverado, all those. So let's get right into it. Okay, so right here we have the upper control arm, and I've already removed this, and it was a beast because the bolts were pretty rusty, and so I actually had to snap them. So these are the new bolts, but they go in. If you can look on here, see how they're slotted. So that it is a special bolt, so you can't just like throw any bolt in there if you break it or whatever. But it goes in like this. And so when I install it, I'll show you all of this, and these are the pins. But what I want to show you right now is actually, so the removal process of this. Underneath here, there's a bolt where the upper ball joint is, and I'll grab my other tool here. So beneath here, there's an 18mm nut on the bottom of this ball joint, and to remove it I had to, so you got the box end like that, and then that's how I used a breaker bar on something that is low profile, you know, there's not a lot of space underneath, and then I just cranked away, and this wasn't spinning obviously, and so that's how you undo that. So this tool right here, this is a snap-on, but this is an air hammer. So it's really good to have an air hammer in your arsenal of tools. And so once I loosened that nut on the upper ball joint, this is a pickle fork. And so I went in like that, and then you hammer away. And then that pops that up. I'm not saving this ball joint, so I don't care if I destroy it. It's already wasted. That's why I'm doing this upper control arm anyway. It's because the ball joint was bad and it was getting play. And then these ones up top, it's a 21mm socket, and I used a breaker bar. And if you can fit in, something else, but I had to use a breaker bar, and I broke those bolts actually. Just they were rusted. So my next step, I'm going to remove this and then replace it with a new upper control arm. So here's the new upper control arm. Now these are, this is for the left side. The right side is obviously going to be a little bit different, so just remember that if you're replacing these. Now I'm putting in the why am I forgetting what this is called? This is the Zerk. So you put in the Zerk. You don't want to over tighten these, and so that Zerk is there. So this is a greasable ball joint. It's a Moog product that we like, and so I usually will do that first, get that in there, and then I'll start installing with the bolts and the bottom. Also, I forgot to mention this up top. This is keeping the whole assembly from falling down, and your CV axle will pop out. You have an ABS line, so there's a couple things you have to remove, before you take this out. But so I would just kind of pull it out, and as you can see, not good. There's a lot play in there. That goes straight in the trash. And now I've got the new one doing the same thing. And watch out for your wires to get them on top of here, and then you can kind of work it like this to get it in there. Till a point. A little bit of a wrestling match, so it's kind of in there. So as you can see here, I have these are slotted, So that's how that first one will go. And you're always going the outside. So I'm going to go in here, find my hole, like that. Then the other side goes on the same way. Find it. Okay. And then there's your nut. Now, if you can get in here, that right there is your slot for that. And then when you're adjusting these, you can kind of just get them in the middle for the guy that's aligning it. But whoever aligns this car, because it will need to be aligned once we're done, they will adjust. They will have to come in here and adjust this upper bolt. So those just need to be snug because the alignment will, he or she is going to adjust those anyway. So I got it tight enough to get over to the alignment shop, and now I'm going to do this bottom bolt. So right here is your castle nut for your upper ball joint. I tightened it, you know, you want to tighten it down. This is the ball joint. So getting it down nice and tight, and then you need to line up where the hole is for the cotter pin, and I'm putting the cotter pin in there. And now I'm going to bend this down with a needle nose pliers, and we'll be done with that. One of the last steps here on the control arm. So this we had removed. So this is your brake line, and so I'm just reinstalling that on the new upper control arm. 10mm bolt goes in up top, and tighten her down. This right here is the ABS line. ABS sensor, wheel speed, and so we need to put this back down there also. So that's just get that tight, and then this goes right here. So that's like that, and then this was supposed to go up here, like so. And so that is pretty much the install. Now I'm going to grease the upper ball joint. Got my grease gun, and we're just going to grease it up. Sometimes this is tough, just one person. So I need to redo this. My gun's not cooperating, but you need to grease that up, and that's your last step to the upper control arm. So that concludes this little install video. Again, it's an upper control arm with the upper ball joint pre-installed. That's usually what you'll find with this era of Suburban, and even the older ones too. Anyway, so I replaced this upper control arm because my ball joint was bad, and instead of trying, I think instead of removing the old ball joint, it's just easier to replace the whole control arm. So that's why I did this job. Very rarely will the control arm be bad. It's usually just the ball joint, but it's cheaper and easier and faster just to do the whole thing. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, how we explain what we're doing and different things, just let me know, and we'll catch you on the next one.